So most of you recognize Fresh and Fit as pioneers in empowering men in the modern age. We've all watched a Fresh and Fit podcast episode and we've pretty much all found value off of some of their content. But as of recent, I believe it's Fresh has gone through some trials and tribulations where he's gotten his partner, his side piece or whatever pregnant, and now there's a whole debate on him actually being the biggest hypocrite there is. Today's video is called, and it's from the Whatever podcast clips, Brian addresses Fresh and Fit drama. So I mean, listen, I've watched a few episodes of Fresh and Fit myself, and I must admit, Myron is much more of a better speaker than, I don't know what Fresh's real name is, but he's a much better speaker. In fact, why is Fresh even on Fresh and Fit podcast? I don't get, and this is me, I'm trying to not be nasty, but what is the point of him being there? Guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Welcome to Goals and Growth. Let's check this out.
Can you read this? Oh, okay, here we go.
Hey Brian, any plans on addressing the recent comments made about you by FNF?
Oh.
Some valid criticisms there, even though slightly hypocritical. Maybe making an appearance on their show to clear your name. Also, hi Mary.
Sure.
What was said?
Yeah. I'll just address it.
Okay, wait a minute. Did Fresh and Fit call him hypocritical, or what's going on here? Because
what I want to do is actually do a thorough written response. Maybe I'll do an actual in-video response, but I haven't really perfectly determined what my response would be and be able to precisely articulate all my counter arguments to it. The brief answer would be, just as a point of clarity, basically, Fresh and Fit is a very similar podcast to ours. They started before us. I've repeatedly credited them to some degree as inspiration for the show.
Yeah.
I've had nothing but positive things to say about them. I've said, I've shouted them out a whole bunch. I've reached out to both Myron and Fresh to attempt to arrange for a collaboration.
I mean, I think it's great that such platforms encourage each other to do better. I think if we guys, or I'm in the personal development space, but I think it's fantastic that they're trying to help each other in the first place, because YouTube it's such a hard thing to do. It's such a hard thing to really make a serious career out of, and a lot of us are just giving our best and hoping for the best, so to speak. But I do think that there's place for both Whatever and Fresh and Fit, but the recent drama with Fresh on Fresh and Fit has I think it's gotten a lot of people upset. It's gotten a lot of people thinking that, okay, you know what, you're telling us to do this, but look how you are behaving, right? It's a bit hypocritical, and I think a lot of people, if you are a fan of Fresh and Fit, if you've watched a few Fresh and Fit podcast episodes, let me know your thoughts on that whole debate, that whole drama. I think a lot of you know about the recent story of Fresh getting, I don't know if it's his girlfriend or something pregnant, and him wanting to terminate the baby. It's hectic, right? It's really hectic, because people look up to Fresh and Fit and they say, this inspires me to be a better man, a better person in general. But look how the hosts are behaving. Okay, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section.
We have some mutual connections that I've tried to get an intro that way. It's been clear to me for a very long time that they're not interested in collaborating, which is fine. I am not owed a collaboration, much in the same way that I do not owe anybody else who reaches out to me to want to collaborate with me. I don't have an issue with that.
Fair enough.
What I likely suspect is they view me as competition. Ergo, they do not want to compete, or excuse me, they do not want to collaborate with a competitor in the same way that you might, for example, say, and shout out to Length or Gurf on Reddit for this one, Coca-Cola may not want to collaborate with Pepsi. I get it. Although what I would argue is that when it comes to the digital content creation space, it's not like a zero-sum game where if I have viewers, I'm taking away from their viewers.
Of course not.
I don't really think that's how it works.
Fully agreed. I think, as I said, I think there's place for both podcasts on YouTube. I think there's place for every channel contributes to value on YouTube in their own unique way. So there's space for everyone. The thing is, right? It's become very competitive. It's become very competitive. It's become very hard to stand out, so to speak. So sometimes you have to swallow your pride and you have to reach out and ask for a collab. It should be mutually beneficial. I can't see where this needs to be such a big drama, right? Because the personal development space is huge. The dating space is huge. I think both Fresh and Fit and whatever can contribute to you guys in some way, shape, or form, just as I and many other personal development channels can, right? We bring our own spice, we bring our own personalities to the table. Different people prefer different personality types, so I do think that there is space. But let's go on for a while. Let's hear what he has to say.
I would compare it to like two musical artists, let's say two rap musicians. Rap musicians frequently collaborate, even though they're in the exact same genre. They're making the same type of music. Perhaps their lyrical structure is similar. The instrumentals have they're in C major. There's all kinds of things where you can find a lot of commonality in music. There's this complaint that that the podcast is a ripoff or a copy. My response to that would be, first off, nobody has an intellectual property right to a live dating podcast, so there's certainly no copyright infringement or intellectual property infringement. You cannot trademark an idea.
Nope.
Now, in the same way that, for example, there's allowed to be more than one rapper. There's allowed to be more than one horror film.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have more than one.
I get it.
Drama.
Yeah. As I said, and what he explained there is correct, right? I don't believe, according to me, that there's any intellectual property rights on dating podcasts per se, or personal development channels per se. We each bring our own unique spice to the table. And you know what? I really think this drama is unnecessary. I think that the more people can collab, the more people can bring more value together to the audience. I mean, people on YouTube, yes, they look for entertainment, they look for a good laugh, they look for distraction, but most of all, they look for value. If you cannot present your own value to your audience, you are doomed to fail. Ladies and gents, let me know your thoughts on this particular drama. Let me know your thoughts on what's your favorite podcast between the two. Whatever podcast or Fresh and Fit, and why. Let me know in the comment section. This was Goals and Growth with Estian, and I'll see you next time.